About. I have no idea what it is, so get started.
Well, I'm a rights travel activist, and I'm from North Carolina. And what I specifically did was I took the license plate off my truck. I let the tag expire, and I gave back my driver's license and gave it back to the DMV. And so I was traveling around with my truck. It took me several months until I got pulled over, actually.
Really?
And I did get pulled over. I got 2 citations with 5 charges total. So I went to court, and I have a certain strategy that I use when I go to court. You know, they ask me if I'm going to represent myself, and I say no, and I say I'm representing the legal person. I am a natural person, and I'm representing my legal person. So, right. That's where I let them know where this is going to go. And the other strategy I use is I say I'm a non-resident. I'm not a resident of the state of North Carolina. I tell them I'm domiciled within the state of North Carolina. Because the legal word resident really means someone that lives in a particular place for a certain period of time. But that doesn't apply to me. Therefore, I'm domiciled. So what I'm basically really telling the court, if I tell them I'm a resident, is that I don't belong there because I'm only staying for a certain period of time. So we've all been made to believe that we're supposed to be residents, but actually we're domiciled. And one of the requirements in order to get a regular driver's license is to be a resident. However, if you're domiciled, there is an exception. Under Title 49 CFR Section 383, subsection 23. Any individual not domiciled in a foreign jurisdiction may obtain a non-resident commercial driver's license. So it is my belief that we all carry the wrong driver's license because a resident, or basically someone that doesn't belong in that location, or comes from someone else, and not domiciled, needs a regular driver's license. So that's going to be my strategy in the court I'm going to, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this.
Why do you do this?
I do it because it's right.
How practical?
I believe that if a man cannot govern himself and assume full responsibility for himself, then he will always be subject to the authority of other men, and he will always be deemed a slave, and he cannot and will not be free.
In a practical sense, how is this going to play out? Is this the most practical way to resist the government?
It's not resisting the government. I don't blame the government as such. I believe it's the intellect of the people. Because when you go into a court and you're using words, the judge knows what the meanings are of these words. Domicile, resident, passenger, motor vehicle. They know. But it's the people that don't know. The people are suffering because of lack of knowledge, which is somewhere stated in the Bible as well. That's the real problem. The government is not the problem because governments do what they do best. That's why they're called government. It's all governmental. See? So it's the real problem is the people and their lack of understanding of what the law is. Because the remedy is in the law. We just sometimes are just lazy or to actually study it and read it to find our remedies.
Traditionally, I've been one of the folks that gets a little bit impatient with any kind of even halfway complex legal argument. But recently, I think liberty activists have discovered how bogged down the courts are, and the fact that if you just fight in court, now maybe fight is not even the right word, but the fact that you stand up for yourself, take up a little bit of the court's time, you're actually hitting the very weakest link of the government's chain. So that may be a benefit of what you're doing. Are you thinking in those terms at all, or are you just doing it almost out of instinct?
I'm doing it out of instinct, and I just don't believe that we need to change the government. I believe the government that is in place is doing the right thing, but we need to change our minds. We need to think about all these legal terms that we're using, and we need to study the law really efficiently so we can actually win in court, so we don't need to get a driver's license or have insurance, or it is really all because of our consent.
Yeah.
So.
And you returned your driver's license, right? You're not driving suspended. You surrendered it and
voluntarily surrendered my driver's license.
Yeah, great. Are you getting much publicity down there?
Not at all.
Do you want it?
Do I? If it's for the benefit of the people, sure. Why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that you'll eventually come up here to New Hampshire and maybe do this kind of thing in New Hampshire where we can get more publicity on you.
Well, if you look up the New Hampshire Motor Vehicle Code under section, what was that? 260, subsection 93.
Yeah.
It says something about a non-resident commercial driver's license. If you establish yourself as a non-resident, then I believe residents need to get permits for this and that, hunting, fishing licenses, and all that. But if you're actually domiciled and you belong to a specific location, and you're telling the court you're domiciled and not a resident, then you have much, much more freedoms.
Well, we'll see how that works. I haven't seen it work yet, but...
Well, maybe no one has tried it yet.
Yeah, it is a new argument for me, yeah.
I mean, I'm the first one doing this in North Carolina, because I know the state of North Carolina issues non-resident commercial driver's licenses, but no one has attempted to obtain one. I'm actually the first one. Now I have the head of the DMV. He's actually having to go and contact his lawyer about this because I explained to him exactly what this is about, and he's so confused, and he has to actually go to his own lawyer to...
Well, it's the legislature's fault in a large extent, I bet you, for him to be confused. It's hard for anyone to understand the laws.
Well, is it hard? I don't know. For me, not so, because I've been doing this for 4 years. All these legal terms are like just in a new language or something.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're at least not doing everything they're expecting you to, or telling you to.
No.
All right. Thanks, Max. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.